Hello students, welcome to Lucky Gate. It is a question in GATE 2021 from the subject data structure, asked for 2 marks. And this question is numerical answer type question, that is fill in the blanks. Now coming to the question, consider a complete binary tree. First of all, what is a binary tree? Binary tree is one where each node will have at most 2 children, means every node will have 0 children, that is called leaf node, or 1 children or 2 children. If it is either 1 or 2 children, we can call it as an internal node. Now what is complete binary tree? In complete binary tree, all the levels are full except possibly the last level. Even that last level also to be filling from left to right. So let me give an example. Now this is a root node and it has 2 children. One is B and another is C, and B has 2 children like say D, and C has 2 children E and F. Now can I call this is a complete binary tree? No. Why? Because here all the levels are to be full, first condition, but here this level is not full completely, and even that it is to be filled from left to right. It is to be filled from left to right means here B's right child is not completely filled, so it requires to have B's right child, that is assuming G. Now I can call this is filling from left to right. Now here can I call this is a complete binary tree? S. Why? Because all the levels are full except possibly the last level. This is a last level and this last level is not full. It is not a compulsory, and even that last level is to be filling from left to right. It is filling from left to right. Now I can call this is a complete binary tree. Now is this complete binary tree is having 7 nodes? No. So it requires to have 1 more node. Then you have to think about it, that 1 more node where you have to keep. Can I keep that 1 more node as a children of D? Suppose if I am keeping 1 more node, that is assuming F is a children of D, then what happens? It is violating the definition of a complete binary tree. Why? Because the complete binary tree requires all the levels are to be full except possibly the last level. But here this is last level is not completely full, last but one is also not completely full. So it is violating the definition of complete binary tree. Then students think about it, where that next 1 more node should appear. That 1 more node should appear as a children of C. I'm calling F. Now I can call it as a complete binary tree. All the levels are full except possibly the last level. It is, if possible, last level need not be full. So it is filled even the last level and filling from the left to right. Now this complete binary tree we also called full binary tree. Why? Because all the leaf nodes are at the same level and every internal node will have exactly 2 children. Now this is a complete binary tree with 7 nodes. Now look at the question. Let A denote the set of first 3 elements obtained by the breadth first search starting from the root. What is A? A is a set of 3 elements obtained by performing a breadth first search starting from the root. Now if I start from the root, in the breadth first search we have to visit a node and we have to visit all the adjacent nodes immediately. Now what are the adjacent nodes of A immediately? B and C. So B and C will be the set of elements in set A after performing the breadth first search algorithm on the complete binary tree. Next, let B denotes, there is another set I am calling B. This B denotes the set of first 3 elements obtained by performing the DFS. What is DFS? We call depth first search. In depth first search, we have to visit a node and we have to visit its adjacent node. Instead of going in a depth way, we have to immediately use that adjacent node to find its adjacent node and continue. Now here in this example, because it is also to start from the root, the first node will be the root node A. When you are performing a depth first search, we have to visit its adjacent node. So A adjacent nodes are B and C. If you take B as an adjacent node, then visit B. Then before you visit C, you have to check what are the adjacent nodes of B. Adjacent nodes of B is D and G. So it has to visit its adjacent node, let us say D. And how many elements we have to consider? Only the first three elements. Okay. Now the A is representing a set, that is set of elements after we performing the breadth first search. And what is B? B is representing the set of elements after performing the depth first search. And according to the question, it requires only the three elements. I have taken three elements. Now the question is the value of mod A minus B. What is mod A minus B? Mod indicates the number of elements. What A minus B says? It means A but not B. Means it requires to find number of elements in A but not B. Now, what are the elements in A, B, C after performing the breadth first search? What are the elements in B after performing the depth first search? A, B, D. Now, if you perform a set difference between them, it requires to find those set of elements that are present in the first set but not in the second set. So A is present in first set as well as second set. So A should not be in the final output. B is there in the first one and second one. So B should not be in the result of A minus B. C is there in the first set but not in the second set. Then the result of A minus B is C, because it requires to find mod. Mod indicates the number of elements in the set A minus B. How many elements are there in the set A minus B? Only one element, that is C. So answer for this question is 1. So 1 will be the answer for the question. Thank you friends. Please like, share and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.